Intro's always awkward. Hello and welcome to another edition of the Adam Co Show. Every time I've done it so far, I've been saying I'm Adam and this is my co, and I don't like it.
That's a weird catchphrase.
It sounds
to have.
weird, doesn't it? Anyway, so on the show today we have Adam, Matt, who obviously you know as well, and Tim. Timothy Mason, that you might recognise from other Cheesemint productions. Mm-hmm. He's kindly come to join us today to talk about various things. Mm. And the main thing I want to talk about for you guys, with Tim in particular, because he introduced us to it, is Parks and Recreation. Now, if I believe it right, is that even?
Do you want a history?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Tim introduced you guys, and then you guys introduced it to me.
Yeah, let's wind it back.
Throw our minds back.
Yeah, I seem to recall going around your house for an RPG, I think, and we were talking about just general TV series, and at that state how it was okay but getting better. And you said there's a series called Parks and Rec. It's got Amy Poehler in it, and I said, all right, okay. And you basically threw series 2 and 3 at me in DVD form. I think it was just 2, and said watch it, and I said yeah. And the usual way I do, I was like, yeah, no, I'll give it a go. Give it a go.
I'll find time.
Yeah, and a couple of episodes in, because you start watching and think, oh, this isn't too bad. It's quite good. But then a few episodes in, realise this is actually incredibly good television.
Yeah.
And then blitz through 3, ordered 4 from the States, blitzed through that as well. And I think at that point, you came over for some reason after the quiz or something and said...
Yeah, because I remember
put it on.
The first episode you showed me was one from Series 4. It was the... I cannot remember the name of the episode, but it was the Campafina. No?
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
not Campafina.
It was the two
goddesses.
Yeah, and then...
the Rangers.
Yeah.
This is the boys versus the girls.
Yeah, and I thought, oh, this is pretty good. I've enjoyed this. And then I saw a few more episodes around yours when I was around there for various like RPGs and stuff. And then... started to get into a big way when it started on BBC 4.
Yeah. Because they actually probably launched it from Series 1, Episode 1.
Yeah. And everyone has said, like, don't bother with Series 1, it's not as good. But...
yeah, I mean,
it's
I think
it's
finding its feet, and they overhauled, particularly Leslie, kind of changed a lot.
She was very not unlikable, but I can't remember the right word.
She was a lot ditzier, and she didn't seem as...
not as relatable.
Ambitious.
Yeah.
Yes, she felt like a bumbling councilwoman rather than
it was
really
very not quite as bumbling, but Steve Carell in The Office.
Yeah, you could tell that it fed out of the people who'd made that.
Yeah, exactly. But then I just hooked straight away with Series 1. I still thought I expected really bad things from that, and it was actually still pretty good.
It was never bad. It was just finding
not
its
the
feet.
caliber of
I think
the
you come
second series
because we were watching it obviously with the Series 2, 3, 4 mindset going into Series 1, thinking I know these characters already, but as an introduction to characters in Series 1, it feels a bit flat. And again, they're very good episodes. There's only like 6 of them, so it's not like you have to sit through an entire American 22 episode series.
No, to get to something.
But eventually, you just think,
And the flat bit I would consider the first series and the second series was Brandanowitz. Who was quite a dull character. He was meant to be just be the grumpy guy who worked at the government for a long time and didn't really like it that much.
He kept changing. He was like, is he particularly malicious, or is he just a bro, or what's going on?
Yeah, and they kind of they tried to make him like a ladies' man, which is
and so unbelievable.
He's
not like it at all.
A particularly.
It wasn't even the way he spoke or the way he looked or anything.
He didn't have enough charisma to really kind of.
Not really. He felt
off.
awkward.
Yeah,
and it was like. Really, that guy's... Then again, I know it's not very successful.
Unless it was part of a larger joke in that, like, in Pawnee, he was considered...
like
a movie star.
Because Pawnee.
Yeah, that's your options. That's what you're
okay, so those were, like, our kind of issues of the first series and the one issue we kind of really had with the second series. Why do we love Parks and Rec? Why should people watching who have not seen Parks and Rec, because you're fools, why should people be watching it? I mean...
I have 3 words other than Parks and Rec.
Oh.
I was told not to bring notes.
Yeah, I was very clear to Matt, do not write an essay beforehand, but he's kept them very brief.
Oh, have I? No. 3 words. Endearing character study. It doesn't matter what it is or where it's set. Good. Every single character they've introduced, albeit except for the small supporting ones that come up in little smaller roles.
Yeah.
But every single central character is amazing to watch. And I don't. If for example, every TV series you go, these are the cluster of my favourite actors. And these are the lesser second tier actors. I'm not so bothered about them. And there's no one like that in Parks and Rec. I'm happy to watch any pairing and see what they do.
Yeah.
And it's such an amazing character study that you just get on board with it, and you can then transpose it to anything story-wise. And for that reason, the characters are relatable and interesting and, for lack of a better word, really cute. So every scenario they're put in is amazingly adorable and really heartfelt and emotional. And it's hard to convey that to people who haven't made that connection with the characters.
I think it's the characters why you stick with the show.
Yeah.
That's the plots are interesting and fun and the
it's
story is
hilarious,
great, but you want to surround yourself with these people, these lovable, amazing people, and one of the ways I describe it is very uncynical. Even though you've got Ron Swanson hates the government, blah blah.
Yeah. But he's
the whole show. It's not making a statement. None of it's like got any kind of like agenda. Yeah, it's all.
I'd say there is a mild agenda in it, in that it is that uncynical,
positive
point of view. Because I think around that time when it first started, because it's on to season 6 now,
and season 7's guaranteed now.
Around that time, there was a lot of kind of cynical, snarky sitcoms around that were. Everything was kind of looking at stuff with a kind of sneer to it, and it was the first one that came along that felt like the characters really cared about each other. They cared about the things they did, and there was no meanness to the humour, even though it's incredibly funny. It's always finding humour from positive places,
which is kind of like the Jerry character. Jerry, technically speaking, because he's bullied in every single episode, you should be like, these people are fucking monsters.
Yeah,
but it's not, because it's all.
I think the episode when I lost my, for one better phrase, lost my shit watching. I laughed so hard I couldn't breathe. Was the episode? It's called Park Safety, where Jerry has been mugged. And it's a bit where he's trying to set up his presentation on hunting season or something, and everything's just going wrong, and he says like "twout" instead of "trout," and it's when he bends over and parts and splits his pan. I don't know which order it is.
So which order it is,
and the way that everyone else in the room is trying to contain the laughter, not to be mean to him because he's been mugged. I couldn't breathe for a full minute. I had to just I missed the section of what I was watching because it was just so funny. Oh, it was brilliant. And then that episode had Andy Samberg in as well, which was hilarious. The guy was just too loud, like, "You guys an amateur? Yeah, I wanted to read the book first, and I realised there wasn't a book." Brilliant. And just like you said, the friendships these people have, the way they care about each other. Like Anne and Leslie's relationship, two people who you just wouldn't think would be friends.
Well, when you watch series 2, because we obviously get introduced to series 2, they just the most compatible people, and you think they've been friends forever, and then you watch series 1 and realise, hang on, they meet in episode 1. But they form that immediate bond of friendship.
I love that
it's forced on her.
But the way it's shot is almost like you would shoot like someone meeting a romantic partner. And I don't think they really shy away. And I mean, in season 1, there's an episode where they accidentally get introduced as a lesbian couple, which I think is
that the one where they go to that ball and Leslie's got a weird haircut and Anne's wearing like the prom dress.
Well, that's the thing, because let's face it. Again, something that television does do enough. I think they do it quite well in Modern Family as well. Friends are always introduced in a very safe manner of, "Hey bro, we're bros," or ladies are like, "Oh, we went to college together." That kind of ridiculous backstory, or the same sort of quasi bullshit. Whereas this is like a love story that's never going to have any sexual connotation. There's nothing Leslie wouldn't do for Anne, and Anne always struggling to keep up, but would do everything for Leslie. And that's just beautiful.
It's everything about it's so natural. It feels like a real friendship, and that's like the same thing with like Andy and April. You start off because I've watched episodes where they've been together and they were married, and I was like, when I started watching it from the beginning, I was like, these people are in like different relationships, and they're so polar opposite. How are they ever gonna get together?
Andy changes a lot from season 1. He's kind of
dick.
He's a bit of a dick in the first series. Still a very funny dick. But, and again, I could never. The best way to describe it is the way you described it. Is that Andy's a dog and April's a cat. It's just, ever since you said that, I was just like, that's perfect. That's the best way to describe it. That's how I've viewed it ever since then. And just,
you can't shake that image once you know it.
And they're all just everyone's perfectly cast. Even the guest stars. I mean, Nick Offerman has become something else since being on Parks and Rec. He's like, I don't know.
Well, I think it's
transcended
because from what I know about Nick Offerman and Parks and Rec, there's a lot of things about Ron Swanson that is basically Nick Offerman.
Yeah, he has his own wood shop.
And they called him and said, we're going to want him this thing, but he's Duke Silver and he's moonlighting as a jazz musician. And he said, that's perfect. I play the saxophone. It's like, wait, what?
Have you seen the it's on Jimmy Fallon show or something where they have Nick Offerman reading young female celebrity tweets where he sings woodwork. Absolutely hilarious.
And also the girl who plays, or the woman who plays Tammy too, is actually his wife. He's evolved. I don't know. It's just Swanson.
Okay, so we've talked a little bit about the aspects of character. I'm going to go around each of us, and you have to say who is your favourite character. Okay, Matt, favourite character.
I have two.
Okay. Damn it.
Don't worry, I'll be brief with both of them. Ron Swanson. Everything about Ron Swanson is amazing, and I appreciate the cynicism, but at the same time, the tender side beneath all of it. And he's got a moustache.
Yeah.
He's just a very cool character. But more importantly, Burt fucking Macklin, FBI. It's just in case you don't know, but let's face it, we could talk about a lot of things you don't know. Burt Macklin being Andy
Dwyer.
Andy Pratt. Andy Dwyer's alter ego. After the break,
I'm Burt Macklin. I'm with the motherfucking FBI. He just shuts them.
He chucks the mug in the wall. Then the character dies off and then comes back. It's just take on its own. And I imagine it's one of those things whereby the writers enjoy it and probably starts out as sort of a bit of an ad lib or a little sort of in joke. But that evolves into this ridiculous continual returning scenario. So Burt Macklin's
good answer. Good answer.
Thank you,
Tim.
I think I would have to say Ben. Is my favourite. I think I relate to him on several levels.
Yeah.
And I just love some of the little that he came in from this very almost like an enemy. To Leslie, because
and he feels like a supporting character.
Like
just a cameo piece.
Yeah, exactly. And then you watched him slowly grow, and you get this whole backstory about Icetown when he was a mayor, when he was 18, which was just brilliant. And stuff like his complete, like the episode where he goes on the talk show.
Oh, and he has a mental breakdown.
And just has a complete collapse and asks. The newsreader whose name I've...
Joan Calamezzo.
Perd
Hapley.
Perd Hapley asks Perd Hapley if he's had gay thoughts and stuff like that.
He's like, we've all had gay thoughts.
It's just so great, and things like how terrified he is of cops.
It's stuff in the background, like when we were watching season 4 together, and like Leslie's doing a bit to the camera. And Ben's like in the car and the cop was like...
I love it when he's like, they're saying, Bobby Newport really donates a lot to the thing. And they said, well, I'll like, Bobby Newport. We'll see how it goes. I'll, bring Weirdy as well. And he starts going and says, thank you. I've always liked the boys in blue. And then, Leslie keeps saying, don't. Oh God, here it comes. 9/11. It's like, we're gonna go now.
And
the calzones and the Game of Thrones and stuff.
And the his what was it? I have no reason to be afraid of cops because I've never done anything wrong. And the reason I've never done anything wrong is because I'm terrified of cops.
It is brilliant.
And then, of course, they bring back Dave, who's Lucy.
And he handcuffs him in the bathroom.
Who's his ex. That's so good. Such good writing.
I think, for me, I do really love Perd Hapley. And it's it's either Series 5 or Series 6, I can't remember, where he's wrapping something up down City Hall. And this is Perd Hapley at City Hall, and I've just realised I'm not holding my microphone. Absolutely brilliant. But I think if I had to pick a favourite character, it would be Leslie Knope, because she is everything that I'd like to think I would like to aspire to be. I'm not saying I aspire to be Leslie Knope. I don't have any desire to work in government.
She's too perfect.
It's her positive attitude and the preparation and the thoughtfulness she puts behind everything. How she has a gift for every event in any kind of relationship she has with anyone, and just her positive attitude. So it's like all the more crushing.
When she stumbles and things?
Well, it's at the end of season 5, like when they want to recall from the city council, and again, that's when I guess there is a little bit of cynicism towards just people and how people can be. But I just think she's just a fantastic character, and she's so well written and so well performed by Amy Poehler.
She
Amy
carries
is
the whole
just
thing.
I was saying to Matt and them the other day, there's a line in Series 6 where her and Ben are like, they're arguing because he's city manager now, and she's trying to do something, and he's trying to do something else. They're kind of coming at loggerheads of each other. And he's like, sometimes arguing with you is like arguing with the sun. And she's like, that's crazy, I'm super chill all the time. She's just amazing. Yeah, but again, Ron's amazing. The whole cast is just superb. Chris Traeger is brilliant.
Oh, literally.
Yeah, literally. Way to be
I like like Chris Pratt. His like physical comedy skills and just his timing is so spot on.
The greatest ad lib in the world.
Yeah, the ad lib of you might have. I just looked at your sentence on the computer and you may have connectivity problems.
Yeah.
Which ad libbed but it's the love they all have for the show as well.
Yeah, they're all dedicated to it.
I just they all respect that they all love it. They all want to be a part of it. It's a shame that Anne and or Rashida Jones and.
But then again, if you think about it, the series always has rotated really well. Brandon was leaving, and then Rob Lowe coming in and stuff like that. It makes sense.
They've handled it really well. They haven't made too big a deal of it, and they haven't underdone it at all.
It's felt like an appropriate exit.
I trust the writers enough that.
And Rob Lowe's a really big actor, and I think Amy Poehler basically said that Rob Lowe kind of saved the show because once they had him in the belt. The show had a lot more weight behind it.
So the only thing about rating
a little bit more respect. But now, they're getting Michelle Obama in the last episode of Series 6.
Yeah, Joe
Biden had some big names. I'm still holding out for a Tina Fey cameo at some point, or Tina Fey guest star.
Well, she's not doing 8:30 Rock, so I hope so.
Well, I know she's working on another show at the moment for NBC. But I just think because they've got obviously such a close relationship,
I loved the when they had Bradley Whitford from The West Wing come on,
that was brilliant.
and there was do
his
some
character
walk and
put Pawnee in the background.
On
the little napkin. That was genius. Did you see that? Yeah, it was genius. Loved it.
Before we kind of wrap up on talking about Parks and Rec, favourite episodes, favourite moments from you guys. You really like? I'll let Matt go first
because he's got a prepared statement.
We can always condense.
I got one per season for 5 seasons, but I can cut that down very quickly. So the first series being the only 6 episodes, I say Boys Club is the highlight because it's where it started finding its stride where Leslie's trying to get in with all the men and she does silly things and then she finds out she opens a gift bag. It's okay.
Isn't that the one where she calls the hearing herself as well?
Yeah, exactly. So
everyone thinks she's in massive trouble. She's like, no, I call them myself.
Exactly, yeah. Second series highlight for me was Greg Pakaitis. Because that was the real turning point for me.
It's such a good episode and all the stuff with Andy as well, and Louis C.K.
Yeah.
That was the birth of Burt Macklin.
It was, Burt
Macklin's birth,
Isn't there TPing an egg in the house, and then
you find out
Dave turns up, and then Andy's like, 5 hour and jumps into the bush.
Get out there, Andy, I can see you. Yeah, so third one, series 3, episode 9, probably my favourite episode in the whole thing, if I'm honest, is Andy and April's fancy party.
That was
there
brilliant.
is so much going on in that episode, and the fact that it's a wedding episode is amazing. I'll roast the other two. Series 4, episode 21, end of the campaign. Bobby Newport's dad died. It's the bus tour episode.
That's so with the pie.
With the pie, exactly. And Chris is really depressed. Bumbleflex. And the second one is series 5, episode 10. 2 parties again. We're getting to the parties, which is the Bachelorette.
That was definitely one of my favourites. I didn't necessarily like the Bachelorette side. When I say I didn't like,
because of the whole
I enjoyed it, but the reason I liked that episode the most was because of the stag do. And obviously, Matt and Em, if you don't unaware, are getting married later in the year, and I am best man, so I have to organise the stag do. And I've always been of the very firm belief that the stag do is for the groom, not for everyone else. So it'd be what he wants. It's a celebration of that guy.
Again, when Ben's stag do is him playing Warriors of Qatar.
Cones of Dunshire or whatever. That's a different one.
Settlers of Qatar.
Exactly, yeah. And when I first announced to you, Brett and Tim, I was going to do it in France. Well, I've told you before. I said, I'm going to propose to Em in a couple of days in France. And I went to see you guys, and you made me a sandwich, and we played Munchkin. And they said, what do you do for like a bachelor party? I said, this is it. This is great. I've got a sandwich, a drink, and I'm playing Munchkin.
So it's going to be something similar to that. Yeah. But it just encapsulated each character perfectly. Yeah. What they really like, what they're into. Yeah. Like the bar with Tom, like when he gets sprayed with the scotch on his hands and stuff. Yeah. All brilliant.
I'll defer to you guys, so I've had that quite cool.
Tim?
I think My all-time favourite episode is probably season 3, 13, The Fight.
Oh,
Which is
the snake juice
episode.
Offense, that was rude!
Yeah. Just because I think there's something... It shows how perfect the grasp of everyone's character is, both by the writers. It was written by Amy Poehler, which I think shows how much she loves the show and gets it. And just the way that the performers all know, and you see them so completely drunk, and everything is that little montage of them all straight to camera doing what they're doing when they're just completely off their face.
That's what I was literally about to do.
And like Andy trying to sing along to music in his own mind.
Boobs and farts.
Absolutely brilliant episode.
That is an awesome episode.
And it showcases Leslie and Anne's friendship, which I think is a really great one, and shows how,
and drunk Anne.
And shows tension, but how they resolve it.
It's the morning after as well when they come to the office and like Leslie's like, "Did we die?"
Yeah. And Ben's line, which I've repeated several times, is where he goes, "Oh, I feel great. I ran a 5K this morning." It's like, really? No, I threw up in the shower.
I listed a few. I only got so far. Greg Bukaitis again. Really like the possum episode. Especially when Tom running away, and then Andy grabbing the possum, doing the action roll with it.
This is I don't know with all the developments with like Ben as city manager if they're ever going to show the mayor. I know Amy Poehler wants to get Bill Murray to do it.
That would be amazing.
Which would be so amazing, but he's obviously quite a tricky guy to
arrange. If they could though, that would be brilliant. Because
the thing is about that one as well, because if you want to know my favourite moment sort of thing, it all leads into, or could be encompassed by Andy and April's relationship from inception to end. And there's some beautiful moments in that episode specifically where she gets all pissy with him because he's talking to the reporter showing him all way tweet, and then she's reading the report afterwards, and April being very sardonic about everything, very very sarcastic and cynical, and then saying Andy Dwyer did this as advised by April Ludgate. And she goes,
it could have done about the morning coffee, because at the start of the episode she brings in the coffee because he has shoe shine headache, which he describes as like a thunderstorm in his brain, and cures include coffee, cheeseburgers and other stuff. Yeah, again, like their relationship they build up is just beautiful, because at times you just don't think they're going to make it.
Yeah. There's so many crippling moments.
Other episodes, again from series 2, I mentioned Park Safety earlier. The telephone episode, I really like, because it's just all happening.
It's a block of sugar.
And then I'm
going to drink 7 pints of milk. No, you won't, because you will die.
Flu season, because Ron being ill is amazing. When he's like having more scotch, he's like, you should be drinking water. I don't usually bother with it, but if it's ice in the glass of scotch, and it's when Chris Traeger's really ill and he's looking in the mirror and he's like, stop pooping.
Yeah,
that is a gold moment.
Yeah.
And then Leslie Wilkin thing that's like, oh. The wall on the floor switched. And then she gets.
If I was ill, could I be doing this? What? Backflips? Am I not doing them?
Brilliant. And I put Ron and Tammy's when both Tammy's there and they have the drinking contest, because drunk Leslie is amazing when she picks up the little, I think it's baby Jesus from a nativity scene. She's like, what is this? What is this? But any episode when I can't remember the name of the actress, but Nick Offerman's wife.
Megan Mullally.
Any episode she's in is amazing, particularly the one in season 5 when they're going for the award ceremony for when Ron's got a chair that's on loads of awards, and then like Leslie's like trying to fight Tammy, and like they're fighting in the car and running after each other, and just brilliant.
I rewatched I think it's Ron and Tammy 2 recently, and the bit where she's got Tom into a relationship with her, and she just throws him into a bookshelf, and it's just such a great little moment of like stunt work in the episode.
Is that when you're missing a bit of your moustache? It's like
rubbed off from friction.
Due to friction.
Yeah, because that's where he's got braided hair, and she says, "I faked 4 of the 7 last night." So did I.
And he's wearing a kimono.
Just to be honest, I could easily sit there and watch any episode. They're just all so
this is the thing about Parks and Rec. Any scenario they throw these characters into, I'm immediately committed to it because of exceptionally good writing, and I've said it's just exceptional.
Sorry, I just remember another episode, the hunting episode.
Oh,
and it's when one of my favourite lines that I've used quite a few times on a scale of on a scale of 1 to 10. So on a scale of 1 to Chris Brown, how angry is she? Or he, sorry.
Yeah.
And it's when he kicks open the door, and they think it's the Predator outside, and he just fires his shotgun. Oh, it's
And then,
so good.
Donna starts screaming. What happened? What happened? My pants!
Donna.
The speed with which they accept that it's probably a predator after them is just one of my favourite.
Yeah.
The predator can see heat.
And then you got the whole thing about Leslie being interviewed, and she's obviously the guy's condescending about being a woman. And she's like, fine, yeah, okay. And he's just always like, I get tunnel vision. I didn't know what's going on.
Yeah.
My period.
Bitches be crazy.
I'm bad at math.
That's it, yeah.
And I love chocolate.
My boobs made me fall over.
Yeah.
So just to quickly sum up, because running out of time anyway, we've got some would you rather and questions and stuff to do. Parks and Rec is awesome.
Yes.
Obviously,
Yes,
we've displayed it now. People can watch it. I think Series 3...
Series 1 and 2 are on...
I think Series 3
Film.
was on BBC 4. I think it was being screened. I think it may have finished now. I'm not sure. You can buy the DVDs.
Do that.
Series 1 and 2 are on Love Film or Amazon Instant.
Yeah.
If you've got Netflix, there is a way to have American Netflix, and you can watch Series 1 to 5 on there. Work it out. Just use Google.
Yeah, crime.
No, that's paying for it still. So
Yeah, it's kind of crime.
watch it. But you have no excuse not to seek this out. You can probably find most of the best bits on YouTube as well.
Yeah, I think
spend hours at time
And
watching.
the blooper reels
The
as
blooper-
well.
blooper reels
which
are
so
amazing.
amazing.
But yeah, Parks and Rec.
I think the problem is that we also recommend a lot of people to Parks and Rec, and people go, it's all right. It's like no. Sit down, watch 3 or 4 episodes. Because the thing is, you can drop in and out of any series.
But I think stuff like this, like Community, like 30 Rock, I think sitcoms like this are best watched back to back. They're not as...
That's what I'm saying. You need to.
I remember watching 30 Rock and like week to week and thinking, oh, that was good. It's 30 Rock, but it didn't seem as funny. It's just better in one go. Better when you're watching a lot of episodes.
Yeah.
Because you're getting in your mindset. But by the time you've got into an episode, it's over. And then if you're watching week to week, you have to wait again. Which is why I like BBC 4 was showing 2 episodes
Exactly.
at a time.
And also when they rotate the characters, when you have a little mix up of this week, it's Donna and Tom and Ben, and then next week it'll be Jerry and.
And they all work so well together.
Treat yourself.
Yeah. So treat yourself and watch Parks and Rec. Cool.
Our passions would sell it, really.
Yeah,
I
definitely. Yeah, you should be watching it.
And
You
the
should have watched it
reward
already.
is-
You should just be agreeing with what we're saying.
Yeah, and the reward is also passion.
No.
All right, sorry.
Just these two.
Just these two.
Oh, I got snot. Because Parks and Rec just gets to me. No, we could literally just sit here for hours and talk about how much we love Parks and Rec.
We did. The camera went off.
The camera went off, and we just sat there and thought, all these bits we didn't mention. What I think would be quite cool is when we link this on Facebook, and so people can watch it. It'd be really cool if us four, anyone else who likes Parks and Rec, in the comments, like where you can obviously, you know how Facebook works. You can write a comment, link your favourite bits from Parks and Rec, and link them from YouTube.
Videos,
As many bits. We're going to basically spam our Facebook page with as much Parks and Rec as possible.
We're going to make you
to get people to see how awesome it is.
Yeah.
And it just means that because we don't have the fancy copyright facilities or technology to insert clips of Parks and Rec into this, so we worried about it getting taken down. We can just get people to work for us.
Yeah.
So we'll put some of the moments we've been talking about and some additional moments on there so you can see it for yourself, and then you can go out and watch the actual show. So, moving on from Parks and Rec, which is very difficult to, and I just want to rewatch the entire thing.
What's up next?
Some random questions.
I will kiss Tim on the lips.
First, we'll do the...
No.
Oh, that got close.
Did you hear the Hail Hydra? No, because nobody hears the Hail Hydra.
Spoiler. We've got a Would You Rather.
Yeah.
Just the one. Limiting it to one from now on because it's more fun.
Would you rather limit it to one?
I would rather.
It's already happened then, Adam!
Okay, the Would You Rather question is from Nick Mellish, a long-time friend and Cheesemint supporter. Nick is an awesome dude, and I'd like to have him on the show at some point. You hear that, Nick? If you'd want to be.
He's kind of like Nick Fury.
He's a bit like Nick Fury.
Nick.
And he's got at least one eye. He's got 2 eyes, though. Okay, he asked, and I'm going to read this word for word. Would you rather be sexually interested in a cow, but keep it a secret that no one would ever guess,
right,
or have everyone you know believe you are sexually interested in a cow, despite it not being true.
I
So
have
would
an
you
answer.
rather actually be sexually attracted to a cow and it be a secret, or would you rather everyone think you're sexually attracted to a cow?
This
but not being
implies
true?
to me, and the way I'm going to interpret it.
Thanks, Nick.
Yeah, seriously, you fucked up, man. So bestiality. Yeah, it implies to me that if your friends believe you're interested in a cow in a way, in case no one meant.
I don't understand. What's going on here?
This is the cow, and this is my finger. But
Oh,
also
okay.
could be my penis.
That's one of the new actions you can do on GTA when you're playing. You can walk around going. And what's funny is they pointed out today on the Rooster Teeth guys that the last two thrusts he does when you stop are a lot harder. So it's like
Ba-bang!
stops. Anyway, carry on.
I don't know how. Okay. So yes, the idea being, if your friends think you're sexually attracted to a cow, that implies you can't dissuade them. Like you'll never get married because I was like, don't go with him. He likes fucking cow. He's a bovine boy. Bovine boy? But yeah, so I'm actually going to immediately say I'd rather be sexually attracted to cows, picture cows while having sex with women, and go, oh, or whatever. That's a bit Gandalf. But yeah, I'd rather have that, I think, because at least I could lie about it.
Yeah.
You're high fetishes all the time, but your friends thinking you are,
Yeah, that's a horrible rumor you can't control.
and they're your friends.
What about you, Tim?
I'm gonna go for the same option, but I'm also gonna say he very specifically says a cow rather than cows. So if it's just the one particular cow,
Daisy.
then you can just like move somewhere else and make sure you never see that cow again.
Why
Yeah.
don't you just eat her, then she's out of your life?
That's a good point.
Very
That'd be
true.
so rude.
I am my that's my favourite.
Yeah, but then you might be
God.
like, now you're with me forever.
And then you shit her out and you're like, no!
Yeah, I think I would have to agree because there are ways to deal with that. But like, if a load of people believe something isn't true, that's just going to escalate and make you feel
Yeah.
sad.
Why are they your friends? If that's the case.
I don't think.
They're
Can you?
bullying you.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to accept that you're sexually attracted to a cow. That's not right, and it's probably
Maybe you just
It's
have that
probably-
kind of energy about
it's
you.
probably something related to udders, breasts, breastfeeding.
That's more you.
Freudian.
I think
That
I think
sounds
you're
good.
reading a lot into
Yeah.
that.
That's just the connection that people would make.
I like,
So,
I like slapping steak
I
on
believe
the
that. Em, would you agree?
Would
About
you
what? Cows?
No, would you? Which one would you go for? Really attracted to a cow, or everyone thinks you're attracted to a cow?
I would say everyone can think I'm attracted to a cow because then I'd say, no, I'm not. Fuck
Yeah,
off.
but you'd be saying
So,
that all day, every day to everyone. And
Well,
for
then
example,
I'd reassess my friendships.
But everyone's going to think it. I think everyone.
yeah, you couldn't
Everyone-
move
everyone
away. You
meet
couldn't
will
move away
be-
from this.
They'll just look at you and be like, "You're like fucking cows, ain't you?"
I think it would be like an international meme.
What kind of world is this?
Well, it's the world of would you rather.
Yeah.
So at the moment, it's 3-1 on
Well,
actually being sexually attracted to a cow.
So we'd fuck a cow, pound it in.
No, we wouldn't actually say we'd actually do it, but.
Oh
okay.
no,
Oh my
no,
God,
I'd take it through.
All right, some other
Yeah.
questions.
Questions.
We didn't have too many from people this week.
Tim's here.
That's very
Derek, again, another long time supporter of Cheesemint, wants to know why I can't wink. I don't know. I guess it's genetics.
We-
See, I can't.
That's blinking.
That's
do it
yeah,
to
that's
the
just
the
camera.
camera.
Do it to the camera.
I can't.
Hang on, watch.
This
watch.
one does nothing.
One eye, two eye. One eye, two eye. Wink, 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 wink,
I
wink.
can't do that one at all, and that one's coming. So what I do if I have to
Very
wink
fancy.
is I do this.
When do you
Move my eye away so no one can see.
You're like, you have to
It
wink.
might be a secret code for a plan. They'll be like, all right, give us a wink when you're ready, and I'll be
Why
like,
don't you immediately say I can't do that? Come with the new
because
one.
they hung up before I could say anything.
Who's organising on the phone?
I don't know. It's crime. I
Oh,
watched a lot of Castle this week.
well, I can wink. It takes me to
Someone
wink.
else asked, can you put toothpaste back in the tube? I don't know if that meant us personally. I was going to bring a tube of toothpaste, but I forgot.
Yes, I think you can. If you have enough
I don't-
determination and you're
I think you need a funnel
yeah,
and
like one of those
like a
pasty,
squeezy thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
pasty. You know what I mean?
And you
Fondant.
cut open the non-squirty end and put it in that end and
Yeah.
then seal it back up.
There are
again.
lots of science ways we
Yeah,
can
there are ways we
Staples.
can do it.
Yeah,
I'm glad
Iron Man.
I didn't bring it now because we got too technical.
Do it in a cave.
I
with a bunch of scraps.
basically I copied the questions into this document, and I realised I missed out a pivotal piece of information on this one. The original question was, of all the members of Cheesemint, who would be the first to die in a zombie apocalypse? I've written it as, of all the members of Cheesemint, who would be the first to die?
Well, hang on, I can answer both of those questions. Morbidly. Who would be the first to die?
Okay, ignore that one. That's not a real question. This came from James Matry, who was on the Adam and Co show last time.
Hi, James.
Hello.
He said, if there was a zombie apocalypse, who would be the first member of Cheesemint to die?
I know this
Now,
definitively.
I'm going
No, you
to ask Tim, as
Oh,
not
an
a member of
exterior point of view.
Cheesemint, who he would think would die first.
Well, in this version, I'd kill you all.
I'm gonna say Georgie.
Yeah?
I think Adam has a car,
Yeah.
so can escape.
To the motorway where he's gonna die.
Emma Jane has boundless reserves of rage.
Yeah.
Facts.
And so would
this
have
is true.
no problem slaughtering legions of the undead.
Hell no.
Or the living.
Or the living.
All the living.
Or anyone else.
If it needed to happen, I would.
Yeah. Matt it could make that face at them, and they would be terrified into submission. I think Georgie's your weak link.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna have to address this. You're gonna need to get her some training.
Charlie would basically be like Nick Fury.
Oh,
Charlie
Charlie
would still be alive. He'd be
Charlie
underground.
lives for the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
He has a plan.
Yeah.
He knows what's going on.
Yeah,
Charlie
he-
probably initiated it just to see how
Yeah.
well
Move
they
to
do.
Atlanta. Home of
Yeah,
Walking
home,
Dead.
Yeah.
home the Walking
Yeah.
Dead. Yeah, The Walking Dead definitely taught me that you can't be weak-willed in any kind of way.
Charlie's the oldest of the group, and yet he would live longest.
Yeah,
Probably in real life as well.
yeah, definitely.
What's your answer?
I think M.
What?
First to die.
Because
First to die?
I think she would get herself so panicked and so worked up, as you sometimes do. You get yourself worried.
You mentioned
and worked up.
boundless rage.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's all
If
internal.
it's
I think I think you would cripple yourself, and Matt would kill you.
If it's a...
Matt would see you as a weakness. He would try to be like, you have to come with me, and you would be so crippled by the situation that Matt would just kill you out of mercy
I am
and then
not
just
a
go on his
burden.
own.
I'm not going to ever get myself killed.
No, I think you could overcome
Unless
that,
there are
but Matt would
zombie
kill
spiders.
you.
If
There
were
might be zombie spiders.
I would probably freak out.
This
But
is-
other than
no,
that,
no, this is-
standard zombie.
This is
I'm
interesting.
fine.
It's interesting because this leads into my answer. Who would die first in the zombie apocalypse? And there is a definitive answer.
No, there's not. I don't agree with this.
Stay behind the camera, woman.
Okay, just bear in mind that the ours automatically, we have to stop recording every now and again, is coming up. So get
stop
this
there?
answer in a.
Em's gonna die because I'm gonna kill her.
See, I called it. I called it.
No,
Not
Em and I have
kill
discussed
me.
this. Seriously, she wanted to put in the wedding vows.
We've had a
No
serious
argument for the
conversation.
timing, darling.
Oh my god, this is getting.
That's
heated.
what happens when I put it. Yeah.
Nice work,
No,
James.
the idea was, but because I said this and I said, you do realise if I went to war or something like that happened and I realised that I wouldn't be able to live without you, sort of thing. She said, yeah. I wouldn't see the horrible things happen to you, yeah. So I'd kill you in the first 2 minutes. And she said, what? And I looked in her eyes and said, no, I'm fucking serious. And she realised immediately, said, you can't do that. And I said, actually I can. And I can tell anyone else whatever the fuck I want. And she realised I was being completely serious and thought, I have to reassess everything.
This is
I
dark.
have to run away when the zombie apocalypse starts.
Well,
The
From
second-
my
the-
husband.
My lecturer pointed out something like the key to The Walking Dead and the key to read it and the key to it's probably how to survive the zombie apocalypse.
Battery's running out.
Okay, this was very brief. He said basically in The Walking Dead when anything serious is happening or anything serious needs to be said or dealt with, Rick will do this. Yeah. Got some zombies. Got to stick together. He just crouches down real low. It's like yeah.
He did that when it was in Carl's face after he came out of that room. He's like, oh,
And
no.
after he pointed it out, I was like, holy crap, yeah, that happens all the fucking time. I think in the Series 5 poster,
He's doing that.
he's crouching down like, yeah.
It's like the Star Trek Riker position.
Yeah.
Riker!
Yeah.
Assume the position.
I'm a little bit terrified now that we now know who
We
we're
now-
going to
We carried on the conversation longer. Than
Thanks.
Thanks, James. Bastard.
Not
Great
happy
work.
about this.
Yeah, that was good. That was
I'm
good.
going to prove you all wrong.
Okay, and because we were talking about it just before we started recording, and the first episode aired a couple of days ago of season 4 of Game of Thrones.
Oh, yeah.
Matthew here posed the question:
I did.
which Game of Thrones house do you think you'd come from? So, Tim.
Ooh. I think I'd probably end up coming from somewhere not particularly great. I think I'd be like
Do you mean
a...
not well known, like the Tullys kind of
Yeah,
thing? or
yeah, I
just-
was thinking like Tully's or maybe the Tyrells.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, let's-
I don't think I'm sort of cunning enough to be a Lannister hardy enough to be a Stark,
Okay.
or mean enough to be a Iron Islander.
Okay, but I'll pose the same question to Matt as well. But if you had to be one of the main four, like the equivalent of like the houses in Harry Potter, so you've got Baratheon, Stark, Targaryen,
and
Lannister. If you had to be one of those four, who do you think?
Probably a Baratheon, but from the Stannis end of things.
Yeah, rather than the.
But without
Lannister.
the religious zealotry.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair enough. Matt, so firstly, be as vast as you like if yours doesn't come from.
No, that's good because mine does come from the four.
Okay, that's cool.
Mine is also Baratheon. But with the Stannis, but with the religious zealots. I must admit, I was playing the Game of Thrones board game recently, and I genuinely thought about this very seriously for a long time, thinking, no, let's do this seriously. What exactly would I do? And I weighed up all the pros and cons and all the things and thought, no, Baratheon, I really genuinely... And not the Robert Baratheon, big fat dead idiot thing, not even the Renly Baratheon, uppity little git. It's the Stannis thing. I think he's the natural successor. He's the true king. Whatever.
Yeah.
I completely on board with that. Even as the religious nutbag and him tailing in with Stavros and stuff. Yeah, Baratheon through and through, I'm afraid. And someone said to me, does that mean Joffrey? I said, hang about it now. Joffrey's a Lannister.
He's pure Lannister. It doesn't get more pure than that in a way. Like,
more inbred. Definitely Baratheon for me.
How about you?
Again, if it's the major four, I think the allegiance and I feel like my personality suits the Starks probably more than anything.
That's why we're buddies.
Yeah.
Baratheons and Starks.
Yeah, quite fairly noble, I guess. Bit of a hard slog. Arseholes, pretty stubborn in a way. And basically will probably end up dead very quickly.
Well, no, I think they're very honourable people, but they're also very... they haven't got a lot of time for the politics and the playing. They just want to get around with the actual
they just want to get on what they're doing. Let's just get on with the job at hand.
Because they know, again, being northern people on the cold and all that shit, they're very functional and they're used to living and dying in the cold and stuff. So,
it'd be cool to be a Targaryen though, but...
Yeah, but the thing is, the series always gives you the idea of what do you mean Daenerys or do you mean dead mentals?
Yeah. So it's hard of a decent kind of, have dragons for pets.
Sure.
That would be cool. What about you, Em?
I have thought about this a lot and I genuinely don't know. And I did one of these quiz things to try and find out. Apparently, House Baelish.
Oh, I was Stark.
Oh, Littlefinger.
Yeah, I'm a sneaky bastard.
Does he?
I don't know.
He doesn't have a house.
I don't think he does, but it's
is it saying that you'd be a whore?
No,
it's like, I own all the whores.
I was very cunning.
If I'm honest, I think Emma Jane would probably be House Martell or Tyrell as well. I think she'd be quite... not on the outskirts, not... hang on,
you don't reckon I'd be a common wildling?
You know nothing, cruel.
No one's a wildling. No, I think Martell probably, where the idea that you position yourself with the most prominent house and that fucked up and you got very annoyed about it, basically.
Yeah.
And from now on, you make really big statements. So if someone offends you, for example, or dismisses you, you'd be very much a case of, oh, I fucking...
Yeah, see, I haven't read any of the books or spoilt it, so I don't know much about the Martells because they've only just started coming out.
That's the Martells of the family that's marrying Joffrey in the...
No, that's the Tyrells. The
Martells is the one who's just shown up at the start of season 4.
Yeah.
The kind of
guy,
Spanish Mediterranean.
They're always trying to...
I can't remember.
They're trying to maneuver people, trying to get to...
Because at the end of the books, they kind of summarise all the houses and the families and what the situation is with them at the end of that book, basically. And by like the most recent book, it goes on for pages. Whereas the first book was like 4 or 5 houses.
Well,
this one's like,
much,
oh my god, and there's this servant who serves this person, and there's this person who kind of like serves under them, and it's like, Jesus, this is way too much. At the beginning, it was like, this is quite fun. Then after, it's like, oh fuck that.
now it's
where are the houses I know?
All the Rings appendix. It's just that's another book.
But it should be
cool.
Good. Another 10 weeks of that, so it'd be awesome. I think that's it. So, as always, be sure to like us on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube, tweet us on Twitter, follow us on Tumblr. Tim is also on Tumblr, who has a great blog you should be following.
Yeah, that's trivialad, all one word, .tumblr.com. And I also have trivia-lad.co.uk, which is my kind of longer length blog that occasionally gets updated.
All of those should have been on the screen as he said them.
Hopefully.
By the power of technology or
Ooh.
magic. Yeah. Trying to think of anything else I want to mention. I think that's about it, really. Just
Filming's going well.
Editing stuff's going on.
We're doing things. It's really annoying because I keep trying to put things on, like we all do, put things on Facebook and the website saying we're all very busy, we're all doing stuff, which is very true. It's just very difficult saying the same thing over and over and over. But there are lots of big things coming this year. We're doing a lot of major stuff, positioning and things. So.
Yeah. Next Adam and Co show probably filmed in Cornwall again with my buddies in uni. Next time you'll probably see us together with Georgie is going to be at MCM. So if you're going to MCM in London in May, come and say hello. We're going to have a table. We're going to be on a panel. Come say hey. We're going to have a few things to sell. We're going to be doing some games and stuff. So
we'll be selling Tim.
Yeah.
By the hour.
Come check it out.
Oh, not the hour. It's not a long time. By the minute. 10 minutes of Tim.
We'll have like a blanket under the desk. You just go under. Yeah.
7 minutes
Cover
in heaven.
blanket.
Yeah.
Touch Tim.
That's a weird note going on. Goodbye.
Bye. Bye.